Okay, it's dwindling now. When I had the opportunity to work with Times Leisure Services and we were organizing the Miss Nigeria pageant, there was a smattering of modeling agencies who used to supply us with girls to take part in the pageant. But they all seem to have gone under. Notable among them was Pandora. Okay. She had a modeling agency, but it seems to me like the business didn't have any potential and they all went under.
Well, probably, again, you know, the fashion industry in Nigeria is just kind of going. So perhaps from where she started then, there wasn't so much work to get done. There are a few reputable agencies, but again, you know, if you need the fashion industry to grow for your business to grow as an agency, because if you have an agency, your job is booking models. If no one is booking your models, then you are going to go under. But I do know there are a few of them, and maybe we do need a couple more that are, again, you know, same as international standards. But I think the fashion industry, honestly, is growing, and I think we'll get there in the next few years.
Did you go through a modeling agency to take part in The Most Beautiful Girl?
No.
That got you started?
No. I was approached by the then pageant manager of the Most Beautiful Girl pageant in Lagos. I was visiting my cousins, and I'd also just auditioned for the Face of Africa, and I think she was there scouting. So she approached me and said, you know, we're doing auditions for MBGN next week. Would you like to come participate? And spoke to my dad. He had an issue with it. Eventually said, okay.
What was his major concern? I'd love to know what that is.
10 years ago, the industry clearly was a bit, you know, like, you know,
infancy.
Yeah, and you know, it didn't
and
want
parents weren't too hip about their daughters.
It was like, no child of mine is going to be in a beauty pageant.
Exactly. Exactly.
But you know, after a few talking to from my sisters and the family, I was like, okay, I know I raised you right. I'm gonna, and I believe, you know, this is your time to shine. And God has actually said, I think He said He prayed about it and had, you know. And He did let me go for it. And after that, I went into MBGN and I won. I got to represent Nigeria in the Miss Universe and Miss World pageants. And that's here I am now.
How does it feel about you now with what you've achieved so far in the industry?
Well, my dad passed away last year. But definitely while he lived, he was my biggest fan, my biggest supporter, and my best friend too. So yes, of course, once I won Miss World, that's my daughter.
Of course.
But no,
Success has many relations.
Yeah, but my dad actually has always been, he always was my biggest supporter and my best friend. So yeah.
Yeah, you and Oluchi have been the hottest out of Nigeria. Are you mentoring any young girls who will carry on that, well, it's not a tradition yet, but who will carry on in your footsteps?
Yes, Oluchi actually has a great concept now. She's doing the, what's it called? Africa's Next Top Model. So basically that's what she's doing. She's giving opportunities to these young girls that believe, you know, they could be the next big thing out of Africa in the modeling industry. And I believe she's already started filming and production. So that's one way she's doing that. And yeah, I definitely reach out to models. I actually have a young lady, Fumi, that I'm trying to find an agency for, because I met her on a shoot probably a few months ago. And I just thought she had potential, so I have, you know, spoken to a few agencies, and I speak to her and give her, you know, any little direction I can when I can. And I'm in the process of, you know, looking for an agency for her in either South Africa or New York. So
okay. So what would be your advice to any young men, young women out there watching this morning who would like to take up that as a career? I want to be a model, but I don't know how to go about it. I don't even know if I qualify.
You just have to do your research and look for reputable agencies. Keep in mind that you don't need to pay anyone to sign up to their agency. At least that's the way it should work.
They don't need to pay?
No, you shouldn't.
Nothing at all?
You shouldn't have to pay. If the agency believes you have potential, they should put up the money too. Because at the end of the day, they get their money back.
Sometimes they need to pay something to register.
What are you registering for?
Well, I'm registering that I now belong to your agency, and you're the one marketing me.
Okay, so that might be the way it works here. I do not know.
I don't know that that's the way it works. I'm just saying.
Well, I don't know either. That might be the way it works here. But from what I understand in the Western world, you don't necessarily need to pay. If you're paying, most likely that's not a good agency for you. for example, when I stand up with my agencies, you know, they know that, okay, we know we believe in you, you have potential, we'll put up the startup money, whatever, because we know that you're going to make it back, I will get our money back. And again, they get a percentage of whatever you earn anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But that's it. Look, do your research and go out and visit agencies and see.
Okay, just before we begin to wrap up, I was going to ask about the media and the industry. Do we have enough coverage by the media in Nigeria for this industry, modeling?
I think so. That's a good question, because I actually think so. I don't think the media hasn't supported the industry coverage-wise. So yeah, I think we do. Why you disagree?
No, I'm just wondering that are we doing enough?
I think the media is doing enough. I think
I don't see a lot of models on television.
Newspapers, yes,
you find
newspapers and magazines,
yeah.
especially over the weekends.
Because I see more of the actors and actresses and musicians and so on.
Honestly, that's the way it is all over the world. You don't necessarily get to see a lot of models talking about whatever, except you are, you know, a top model, recognized model. So that's the way it is all over the world. I think the media is doing a great job. I think it just lays in the hands of the, you know, those in the fashion industry to give, you know, to do more reputable, organized shows and things like that. And then that way the media will follow suit and, you know, cover it.
Okay, so
Agbani Derego, former most beautiful girl in Nigeria, former Miss World, and Nigeria's first and only Miss World. Thank you very much for honoring our invitation.
Thank you for having me.
We hope that you see the changes that you're hoping to see in the industry, which is very, very dear to your heart. And we wish you luck in your aiding this industry.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming. Sunrise will be back in just a moment with yet another interesting topic on the industry.
Anambra State, the light of the nation. It's time to take a bold step to elect a credible leader, Dr. Ifeanyi Ubah, our man. Dr. Ifeanyi Ubah for security, industrialization, youth empowerment, employment, quality education, good health care, durable rails, world-class airport, 247 power supply, railway transport, tourism development, agriculture, among others. Dr. Ifeanyi Ubah for governor. Vote Labour Party for governors. Anambra State. Vote Dr. Ifeanyi Patrick Ubah. Labour Party is the party.
2014.
I was told I'd be meeting a group. Where is everyone?
This is the group.
You're the team providing us access to the largest network infrastructure nationwide.
Yes, sir.
And you're also behind the undersea cable that delivers superior international bandwidth to Africa.
Indeed, we are.
And that's the impressive ultra-modern data center.
Yes, that's it.
The broadest range of business communication and cloud-based solutions.
That's correct.
And you've got access to expertise in 21 markets in Africa and the Middle East.
Absolutely.
And all this from you. We should do more business.
Think transformation. Think MTN Business.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh me lele yo. I was born to reign. I was born to rule. In this world without no exception. All I'm gonna do is to walk in the way that leads to destiny. I am never gonna be anybody. All I'll do is my life is to stick with my flow.